We're back.
The select board meeting will continue. Budget meeting is now over. Let me pull up the, get the agenda. All right, call to order. We did the budget. Minutes of February 24th, 2026. The comments, questions?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of February 24th, 2026.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Old business, Town of Denmark Emergency Operation Plan, Draft 3.
So this is just because we didn't discuss your comments, Andy, and suggestions. So that's what this is. I had printed out the one that you sent, and I believe those are all in red, and, blue.
Blue, yeah, I think I highlighted stuff.
And some of these, I think, might not necessarily be changes that you're suggesting, but just comments.
Yeah, and just grammatically some acronyms and names and stuff to be consistent. One thing I did have in there, though, was it talked about manning, like volunteers and things like that. And I thought, should we prepare some kind of list, as opposed to waiting until something happens and then trying to call around to find people, things like that. And the list can be, towns. Yeah, of course, people have to agree, but I mean, for town employees, fire department people, something where, you know what I mean? You don't want to be asking. So that was one of the things I had in there, that we have some kind of updated list. It doesn't have to be part of the plan. It could just be a separate attachment. We could reference it.
So if we can just maybe start on page 5.
Yeah.
So we say that, and you're right, so we would keep a copy of the county plan with this plan in our records.
Yep.
And then on page 6, local mutual aid agreements existing between all towns in Oxford County. So you say MMA includes specific towns, or all towns
I guess
included?
it mentions the state MMA exists in state statute, includes the entire state government and all of the county. So what does that mean?
So
all,
I think-
what does that exists between all towns? I guess that's just
So I
for
think-
emergency purposes. Everybody's going to follow. Okay, that's fine. That
Right.
was just a generic
Yeah,
standard. Okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
And then on page 7,
Yeah, it mentions timely notification. I think in this
Yeah.
day and age, we should give what that means: phone call, text, email, or in person. Timely is just can be 10 minutes, it could be 40 minutes. It's subjective to someone's opinion. But you want to be, you don't want someone to say, I tried to call you, but you didn't answer. Well, text or go there. So just, because it is an important thing.
so it says timely, but then down below it says like immediate notification should be
Yeah,
anything
so again,
here.
that's why I put, they need to be consistent wording there, whatever that is. If you want to use immediate notification, ASAP, or,
Right.
but again, you could put that up in that other one, but you could put in parentheses the first time. That just says phone call, text, email, or in person. This way it tells you how to contact them.
Okay.
Any
So-
of those. So in other words, if you texted somebody, you don't have to sit there and try to call them or try to email.
Correct.
You've sent something that they should get.
Should get.
So
Yeah.
if we just take out the word timely.
Yeah.
And then add how you can contact, and then down
Yep.
below would be the timeline.
Yep.
Like number 1 is ASAP, so number 2 doesn't have one, so what? So like when would you want to be notified of outside assistance request?
I think it's the same, because those are,
So you
Yeah.
want everything to be immediate?
well, yeah, I mean, you're notifying outside federal, the federal disaster, you're calling, FEMA, MEMA. I mean, the select board should know if we're getting involved in all kinds of outside regulatory agencies, don't you think?
So instead of saying timely, I should just say immediate notifications on the following.
Yeah,
and
number
then-
2 should say immediate notification. when
Yeah, can you
when
just
have-
leave the first one just says receives notification? Or,
Okay.
I mean, really, no, 1, 2, and 3 all should be immediate, no? To notify the select board when any of those things occur, public information, media. Someone's, if a public information officer is designated, that means they're gonna wanna talk, and they can't talk until the select board approves what they're gonna say. So,
Right, which
I
is
mean, 1,
further
2, and 3, you
down.
might wanna just make a generic statement that says immediate notification of sections 1, 2, and 3. Notify,
Okay.
right?
Yep,
I mean, 4 is about spending and stuff, that, or just, maybe notification. You don't want immediate. If you're in an emergency and you gotta spend something, to do something, you're not gonna be sitting there calling the select board.
Yeah.
You'll let them know, you could put just notification or something, I don't know.
Okay.
Or timely or something, or whatever, something not immediate. I mean, number 5, I thought was pretty much spelled out in the plan about updates, wasn't it? It was pretty specific, I thought, that told, like, weekly updates and daily
Right.
updates and all that, so.
yep.
I mean, you could probably leave 5 the way it states, because I think the plan that is detailed about when, if I remember right, details when they're to be notified. And I just added that when required and/or documented.
Yes.
I guess, and then going down, Denmark Central School, that's the
Yeah.
old. But if you're gonna put this school here, if we're gonna be using them, do they know? I mean, coordinates with the school, so are they aware that if we have an emergency, we might, I assume this means we might talk to them and need space, or if something's happening there. If that's the case, are they aware of our plan? What we might do, I mean, they should get a copy of it, no?
When this
When this
goes-
is done.
When this goes to Oxford
Or-
County, does it get sent, like our, like the one with the dam?
Yep.
Does this also get sent to all agencies and anyone
Yep.
that would be affected by it?
Yep.
So county will do that, but we can do that too.
I guess I just want to make sure that there's some kind of agreement with the school that, we might, what we might request of the school or any of that kind of stuff, because there's nothing in writing, and you get the superintendent or a new superintendent, and he says, well, what are you talking about? No one told me you could come here and do this.
I don't think that they have,
that-
I don't think they can refuse us.
Well, I'm
and-
just
and
asking. That's fine. I just want to make sure it's clear that,
I'll reach out to the superintendent
that's all. I
now
just-
and see.
you'd hate to have.
What?
Yeah. And then on page 9, that whole health officer thing, we have to address that, of course, our health officer and what that means in this town. And do they know this, the current health officer? Again, that's all, I'm just bringing this up because
Right.
you're putting it in there, then, they're going to need to feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
well, with the prior plan, I've sent that.
Yeah.
I have not sent this. We do need to
Yeah.
discuss health officer because,
That's- Yeah. I'm okay with what's there. I just highlighted
Yeah.
it all, but my comment was, moving forward, was that just kind of a position, or is it really meaningful in a sense? We should have it, but. how it's
well,
being
yeah,
handled.
by law, we're required
Yeah.
to have an appointed health officer. I will say that, in my opinion, the health officer should just either be the fire chief,
No.
or we might look at putting some of that onto the code enforcement officer.
Whatever, just I
But-
brought it up to
Right.
something we need to address. And I just added that. Most plans, when you review, you do it annually, but you also do it after an event. To
Yep.
make sure to see how it worked, if it didn't work. So you put that in there.
Yeah, no, that's a good.
EOC.
So the EOC is the Emergency Operating Center.
Okay. When we, I guess my question there is, it says they could do either or. Isn't the center part of when you activate the plan? Don't you activate the plan first, then set up the center? Is that how it works? Or can you have an emergency center without activating the plan?
Yeah.
You can. What are you doing in the EOC that's not, what is that for, that's not part of any kind of emergency operations? That's why I'm just curious, because the way it's worded, I thought it would be part of the plan. You activate the plan and then,
You can open up the emergency center to do pre-planning. So you actually don't have an emergency, but you can open up the center to do trainings, pre-planning meetings, that type of stuff.
but that, is
Heat and
that,
cold events,
what kind of events, I'm sorry?
heat and cold events, warming centers, cooling centers.
Yeah, warm and cool. So.
Isn't that part of emergency operations? No? Warming centers? That's not part of it?
Well, so I think what this is saying is that,
It's just, it's semantics. I'm just saying, I thought that when you
I mean, we could add
initiate
an
the
and
EOC,
or.
that's because you have an emergency situation. There's cold, there's whatever. But if you're saying, like, warming isn't part of it, then, I think they mention warming in here
So I think this gives
sometimes.
you the flexibility of either just, you can open the center without full-fledged initiating the plan, because initiating the plan, there could be way more than what you actually just need to put a warming center, opening up a warming center. So we could word it as and or. I think what it's trying to state is that who has the authority to
Yeah, and that's fine.
activate
And
either of these.
that I didn't have a question on that. Yeah, maybe put and or, just so if that's what can happen. Because right now it says, I guess on page 13, it talks about operational procedures are included in job resources provided by, so is that, again, part of this plan? Is there copies of that stuff here? Because it's referencing that OCEMA job resources. Do we have those? Because that's operational procedures. I
So-
assume that's what we have to follow.
Yeah, we do not actually have.
So we just need to find, yeah, if we reference, we need
Do
to.
we?
What's that?
Do we have operational procedures?
Are included in job resources provided by OCEMA? Again, just bring it, if we're referencing them, people should be
Right.
aware of them, and, I don't know, just pointing that out.
Oh, so do we have operational procedures, actually provided by Oxford County Management? Do they provide us with any operational procedures?
Yeah, from what we have to do to go through steps with them and vice versa.
Okay, do we have copies of those?
We probably have a copy at the fire station.
All right, so, yes, so I just need to get,
Or even if we reference where they can be found, where they're on the internet, something more specific, because here it's just kind of tossing it,
Right.
saying they're provided, but no one knows where they're at, that type of thing. Then on page 16, that's what I was mentioning before, the EMD shall maintain a telephone contact list for all town officials and officers. Whether it was here or for what we just kind of went back, the contact list will not be included. I put in there, I guess basically should be reviewed and updated annually.
Mm-hmm.
And again, yeah. And I guess I put a little more in there that indicated for town citizens that may be available to staff the EOC. Just kind of a little more in that sentence.
Yep.
Mentions the warning, as Annex C, the EMD is also responsible for providing warning to the school. So we have two towns. Is Brownfield aware? I mean, how does that work? Do we have, it says, you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that, for warnings, I guess, it's located here in Denmark, so I guess we have full responsibility for any kind of warning or. It's one of those kind of,
Yeah, so if we,
I guess it's but it's partially in Brownfield too, right? Yeah.
It would be
But that's
either
it.
or.
Yeah,
The district, yeah.
maybe putting in there the EMD along with, in coordination with the Brownfield EMD or something, is responsible for providing warning. Because obviously you won't have to do it if they did it before you or whatever. But just to indicate that those two work together for the school.
okay,
The 17, EMD director shall update the select board, phone roster, alert EOC staff, relay fan out information. I know that's probably fire jargon, but what does that mean?
What's that?
It says relay fan out information. That's probably fire department stuff, but is there like more simpler, is that just more or less?
Yeah, it will just tell you what each group is doing, what public works is doing, what fire department's doing in the area.
I just threw that in if you want to try different words. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll-
A lot of people might not, catch what that, I figured that's what it was, but,
Just say relay information.
what's that?
Just say relay
Yeah,
information.
yeah, maybe relay information,
Yeah.
fan out, maybe remove fan out. Yeah, that's a good point, yeah. I just, for that next sentence, I mean, one was, do we have would it be smart to have a list of commercial radio stations, or, I mean, if you're gonna say the town EOC shall initiate warnings, or a list, or just to say that, I wouldn't know where to call or someone,
Yeah.
I mean, again, just to,
Yeah, Oxford County has a list,
okay,
and they'll do the notifications that we need through them, and they'll reach out to all the TV news outlets, radio stations for us.
so then maybe, or by commercial radio stations through the Oxford County EME. That would take care of it, if they're gonna do the radio stations. So instead of saying, warning to town residents through phone calls, I just kind of said, shall initiate communication to town residents through the town website and social media sites if available, phone calls, traveling teams, or by commercial radio stations. Just kind of
Yeah.
include more than just the phone calls. Now we have social media and all that kind of stuff, town website and everything.
So it might not be in this one, but I was thinking that in one of these drafts, there was like an EOC log.
Okay.
And so the EOC would,
So this is just kind of a statement, but it's
Yeah.
more detailed somewhere else. Yeah, it might have been that way. I guess in D, where it says as soon as time permits, I mean, I don't think we really want to, that just kind of says whenever you get a chance. I mean, maybe
Where?
just take
When?
that out. Just say,
Sorry.
Concept
just say
of
residents will need to be informed, comma, as to actions, is not get like,
Annex D, sorry.
oh, Annex D.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to say, I mean, the town's school and the elderly living alone, well, unless you have a list of the elderly living alone, you really shouldn't say that. So I don't know if you want to, how you wanted to deal with that last sentence. It says should be notified and assisted first. I mean, I don't know if you even want to make that statement. Just
I don't
maybe
think that
take
we make that
Yeah,
statement.
just because it makes you have to do a lot more. See, and then that last one, same thing. Do you have a list of all these residents on the roads that you're going to call? Because, I mean, that's just an old statement from an old plan, but, you know, it says primary means we dissemination by telephone. We'll call key residents on each of the town roads and request they pass the word to their neighbors. I mean, that's pretty tough.
I mean, again, I think we remove that.
Yeah, okay. Again, it talks about the MD should consider contacting radio and telephone stations to disseminate. We already talked about, you said that you contact the county and they'll take care of radio. I don't know if, I think television at this point is probably, there's not really any TV around here. You call Portland, they don't care what goes on out here. I mean, unless you want to keep it in there for TV. I mean, do you want to just take that out? Because it's already, we've already talked about contacting radio stations previously. And again, the contact in the media is responsibility of the PIO / and it needs to be, needs to be approved by the select board, I thought, for media things. So, I don't know.
So we
It's the
could,
television station is the issue
Wouldn't
here.
Oxford do that, or no?
They do the radio stations, he
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
They contact the media.
Yeah, I would just maybe put that where we said commercial radio up before, and just say in television, because then you just kick it to Oxford.
okay.
Let them, that would be fine. I just, again, made that statement after select board approval / notification. The PIO keeps logs of emergency information, activities. I just included released to the public. Again, that's part of this section. So whatever's been released, they're keeping track.
Yep.
Just to be more specific on that sentence. In evacuation, on that second paragraph, it shows examples of this would be, and you kind of have three things. I would just put would include but not be limited to those three things, because let's face it, something else will pop.
Right.
It's good just
Right.
to kind of
Yep.
give it as a, then that last sentence, the most likely evacuees will be elderly residents or families who lose the ability to heat their homes. I mean, that's, again, just a statement that probably doesn't need to, I mean, even that last two sentences, do they really need to be there? They're kind of like a description of something that doesn't, you're kind of saying,
Yeah.
you're going to do whatever you have to do in a severe storm.
Right.
You don't need to say, well, it might be slow, or it might be, I just think
Yep.
the less kind of descriptive, that doesn't really bring anything. Page 19 at the bottom. Return to the evacuated area takes place when it is deemed safe for the citizens to return. Deemed safe by who? Again, EMD, whatever, right? That doesn't tell you who's making that decision, who's deeming it. And then I asked about evacuation policy. Is that in this? monster thing you gave me?
Let us know tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I don't know if we,
My God, you even numbered it.
I don't know if we have an
Holy cow.
evacuation policy.
again,
Is there
yeah.
one within the fire department? I don't think I've seen one.
Okay, well, again, that's why I
So,
made the comment,
yeah.
you know. Do we just take that
And
whole
I don't
thing
think,
out?
I think we just take it out because
yeah.
the select board, you're the authority for establishing
Yeah.
any policy.
Yeah,
So-
and it says fire chief coordinates evacuation activities, and that's fine. In F. Yeah, see here, yeah.
Oh,
See, so here, Bob, that's what I was saying. It says, mass care says the town may choose to open warming centers to provide a warm place for residents to go. If that's in this plan, I assume you're activating the plan to do the warming center. I just want, it's semantics. I just wanted to make sure on that other sentence. This says to go during the day. I would just say when open, because you might have it open 24 hours.
Right.
Right? You don't know.
Right.
And to acquire food, water, and to take
Yeah,
a shower.
I didn't-
No shower. So.
yeah.
And again, it says the county EMA should be notified of open warming centers. Is who by who? By EMD or town manager? I would make it specific who should do that. And again, that next one is talking about that list of volunteers.
Yeah.
Again, I bring that up again. You could however phrase it again, that there's a current list of, that they'll start calling to help man the warming center kind of thing. Most people are expected to stay with relatives or friends, period. I wouldn't put instead of in an overnight
Yeah.
shelter. I would, again, you don't need that stuff. At the end, they talked about Oxford County as a source for food. Should we add, Poland Spring as a source for, possible source for water? I mean, they've been doing that for us all the time at this point.
I guess I
drink,
would, yeah, I would talk to them.
yeah, and we would ask them, and
but-
then if they say, sure, as part of our emergency plan, then we could put that in there. Because, I mean, they seem to do it all the time, provide us with water when we need it. But yeah, I would confirm with them, just so that they know we have it in the plan. We're not saying how much or anything like that, just. I don't know what the number will be, but it says if presidential declaration is made, FEMA and state may reimburse the town up to 90%. I would just put an allowable percentage, or whatever's allowed by law. When you put a number and it changes,
Yep.
it kind of messes your plan up. I don't know if it'll change, but the state might change. Feds might not. Health and medical. It mentions review the county EOP for detailed information relating to health and medical. So do we have a copy of the county EOP or some we can
So,
reference?
we'll
Okay.
get it.
Yeah, just leave it in there, the mass casualty. I guess that could happen, so I'm not going to worry about that. Search and rescue can be completed, blah, 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 contact the, just put in there for a criminal situation, Oxford County Sheriff's Department or the Maine State Police will oversee the evacuation of the immediate area around the incident. They may request manpower and equipment assistance from the fire department. I think that was from somewhere else, and I think I might have moved it there or something like that.
Okay.
The nearest hospital with emergency room is Bridgeton. Nearest health clinic is Concentra, Oxford. Is that's still true?
Yes.
Okay. United Ambulance. And I guess those funeral homes are still there?
Yes.
Okay. Resource management. I would just say instead of career employees, no full-time employees for use in emergency response and recovery. Again, we talked about, or you want to say, manager has an active list of town volunteers to, call when needed to help man, et cetera. It says consideration should be made to contract with local contractors and individual residents for additional resources. Should we have a list of that, or again, just as an effort.
No, I mean, it's smart too.
Yeah, even if it's Freiburg, Bridgeton, we don't have a lot. Well, we might have some contract, we have Keel, obviously, for like contract equipment and stuff, but yeah. Says request the county EMA immediately. Well, who's doing that? Again, is that the EMD will request the county EMA immediately? So Bob, the fire department is trained to search for explosives in an emergency issue?
No,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I saw, I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
So take the, yeah, shall, and state police shall be known. Yeah, so we would put that. And we're not doing that. I think I put that provided by Public Works. I guess the next one was 24 there. The EMD will provide FEMA individual assistance information to the town residents. I just put the EMD and town manager. So this
Yeah.
way, I think it's probably more the town manager, or if you want to leave the town manager, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
I guess the town community point of distribution, I don't think we have that in the definition when you go back up to the acronym table.
Okay.
I think I looked, that's why. I don't think that was defined as to what that is for. So just be adding to it. Next one, again, we'll update the town resource sheet information and provide it to the county EMA. I said, well, when is that? I'm not sure how often, I guess. What's required. Again, the next one's about the list of volunteers. That volunteer reception center may be set up at the blank, it says. Volunteers may be used for mass feeding, warming center, runners, and general labor. I don't know if we really need that.
No.
Attachment 1, highlighted there, says residents can be faced with extended periods of times up to 2 weeks. I think we removed that in parentheses. Again, you're making a judgment.
2 weeks
It
must
could
have
be
been from the
10 weeks, it could be,
ice storm.
yeah, that's just kind of a subjective thing. So we're responsible to make sure that the school has enough fuel, generator fuel and batteries to operate during any kind of emergency situation. Again, just want to make sure that's what it says, that, that's understood by both sides.
So, yeah, again, that would be just speaking to the school and then,
Because I'm not sure, I mean, maybe what that means is the EOC will ensure that there's enough heating system, generator, and batteries to operate these facilities during an emergency situation,
well, and
right? Because, that's probably what it means. So there's not going to be
Right.
any school kids there.
Right.
And that makes sense then. Because if you need to use the school for some kind of mass thing, you're going to make sure there's heat there. So maybe it's just a matter of just fixing that sentence.
yeah,
Oh, there you go. I have that there.
You do,
I
yeah.
did. Said should they be needed during an emergency
Right.
event? That's fine.
Does
Okay.
the school have a generator now? They don't, do they?
I don't,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if they
There you
do.
go. And that
Well,
needs to
we've
be.
got one in the fire truck.
Yeah. Well, you could leave it there because if the town office and the fire department have it,
Yeah,
it's generically just saying there's enough heat.
it's there,
Yeah.
covered.
I guess the forest fires, again, it says the town EOC will be activated. I just said fire warden will activate the EOC or EMD. Or, all three of those will activate the EOC.
Yeah.
Then under warning, it says the EOC will contact local radio and television. Again, I think that's probably the PIO
Yeah.
would do that. Again, and the last one's talking about telephone residents. We probably would just use that same statement from the previous section about notifying residents. In this case, about fires, forest fires. Resource management, again, talks about several town residents do have logging equipment and construction equipment that can be used to open. Have a list that companies or local residents agree that they, if you
Yeah.
call them, they'll come and help.
Yeah.
Going down to page 28, I just changed will be a, instead of saying major issue, which sounds a lot more heinous, just say will be a concern. It's just semantics. The largest concentration of stored fuels is at Jim Bob's Denmark Town Office, Superior Plus Propane, and at Brownfield Denmark School. What about Keels? They must have a fair amount.
They
So
do
I think
now.
we need to list them.
Okay.
If they have like above ground tanks.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They
just
got-
again, just put them on the list, yeah.
Gas, on-road,
Yep.
off-road diesel.
Yep. Page 29. Hazmat, you currently, 2 members are trained at the operations level. I wouldn't even put that sentence in there. You don't need it. You don't want to be restricted to the number. It just says,
Yeah.
they receive annual training, then it says training is accomplished, blah, 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 blah. And that's, that's good enough. You don't need to get that detail. I guess on page 30, it talks about the type of fuel. I guess Brownfield, Denmark, we don't have a chemical name. I guess the type
Yeah,
of-
and I'll
And then
add
we'll put
Keel.
Keel to that, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Or anybody else. That's pretty much it, I guess. Again, on 31, you have that up to 2 weeks. Remove, the same thing. Or did I already go backward? No, that's right. Yeah,
No.
it's the same as the other ones. Attachment 6, talked about with small arms, just say with firearms. Whether, again, risk area. Our children are very important. Again, just kind of making, hopefully, I mean, I hope
course
that's the
they are.
case, but yeah. Just say, even though remote, chances for an incident at the school must be prepared for in order to blah, 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 blah. I mean, I said there, add if school doors are locked during the day, so I don't know if that's another descriptive you want to put in there about security, risk area. I don't know if they lock the school doors here. They might not.
I don't think they do.
Yeah. You might want to just indicate there that under normal circumstances, the doors are unlocked. Talks about the school emergency plan, review it for more details. So, I mean, do we have a copy of that?
What's that?
The school emergency plan?
I haven't received it.
Yeah, again, just another one of those. We make sure we have a copy with this plan. Warning at the bottom. I said none of that's really pertains to the town. It's talking about the school and interacting with the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
School, so I mean, that's doesn't really affect us. Okay. Yeah, it was just kind of tying things
Okay.
together.
No,
Okay.
good.
All right. All right. Next item. Sand and salt building options, site plan.
So we did get a proposal, an updated proposal from Sebago Tech. I printed it out. Again, all of this I received today when I got back, so it's not on the website yet. So it's $13,850 to do an existing condition survey, the site plan design, and any permitting services that would be needed. And, the proposal outlines what is provided.
So site plan, This was just, obviously, it's updated. We had some of this in the past. So the existing condition survey,
Yeah,
that includes what?
it's
That's
on
task one, so that,
page 3, it says task 2, field survey and existing conditions. Is that what you asked? Sorry.
no, the first one says, number 1, existing condition survey. Is that task 1? Probably. Okay,
No,
so
it's actually task 2.
Oh.
Task 2 says field survey and existing conditions.
What's task 1 then?
Task 1 is...
Is a site civil design.
work scope.
Okay. So they have it out of order in the back here, okay. So, top of ground, 1 foot con, okay, they're gonna look at the topography. 2 vertical beds for location of the butter prop, okay, so that's kind of just a physical. This is what you have there.
Right.
Topography, you know, I guess, square footage, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Actual kind of stuff. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Site plan design. So what is, let me see what the site plan. So what are they gonna propose? Based on what? The current building we have or another building?
So they're going to propose that we're putting an 80 by 100
Oh, okay,
building
a specific,
here,
And then, yeah.
okay.
where we, you
Fuel
know, like,
station, driveway, parking.
where we would like to place it on the
that
lot to make
includes-
sure that it meets.
That, okay, and if we come up with a building that we need another 5 feet all around for whatever reason,
Right.
we should be able to see if it's doable and things like
Yeah.
that. Okay. Fueling, it includes the fueling station, driveway, and parking facilities. Okay, on-site water supply.
So, yeah, so again, just thinking of the future, we've talked about wanting to move the fuel station. Is it going to happen, you know, with the new salt building? Maybe not, maybe so, but at least it would get on the
You'll
plan.
have a spot,
You'll have an
it'll be a new
option.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that if and when it gets done. Okay. Then what's the last one? Site plan, production reimbursable budget?
Yeah, so it took me a little while to figure out that one.
Yeah.
So if they have like any expenses that come up, I think that's what that means. So they add $1,200 in there for, like site, they might.
Contingency,
Yeah.
it's 10%.
Yes.
All right. All right, well, we need this.
Yep.
No matter what we're gonna do, like you said, it's the first
Right.
step. We gotta be able to see if we can even do any of this stuff.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And this doesn't include, I mean, it doesn't include condition of soils, all that kind of stuff, which is a whole set, which we have some information on, but there's still that issue. But again, that's a separate issue, so. Okay, and we have this money already appropriated from the FEMA money we decided
Correct.
to use it? Okay. So you need a motion to
So I would
accept
just,
to move forward? Don't go
Yes.
anywhere there, chiefy. I mean, we could do without you, but.
I know.
But,
Ready?
Yeah, okay, so I hear a motion.
I make a motion to accept the Sebago Technic's proposal for the scope work, I guess?
Yeah, public services, sand and salt shed and fueling station
Yeah.
replacement, site civil engineering design survey and site plan permitting preparation dated March 17, 2026. Total cost of $13,850.
There you go.
Second.
Okay. Any comments, questions? No. And do we have a time when
yeah.
I mean, obviously,
yeah,
not
so.
tomorrow, but,
Right. I think we're probably looking at a month.
oh, okay, so
To-
pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But
just a matter of getting
I'll
out there and
confirm
doing some
that.
surveying, I guess. And it's mostly probably indoor work once they have the dimensions and all that stuff. Set all that
A
up.
month will be about dry enough to start
Yeah.
work.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thanks, Betty.
Thank you. And as I mentioned in the budget meeting, we did reach out and get an estimate for an all-metal building, an 82 by 102, and the building and the labor was at 227,471. So, we're looking at options. We're looking at all of
What kind
our-
of building is that?
Steel.
So it's
Okay.
a steel with just like metal siding, metal roofing.
Down to the ground.
Like
So
the town garage,
Right.
so it'd be a matter of, you'd have
poured on
to
a slab.
put it up so you have a cement wall around it.
Right,
Okay,
so-
Still up.
protected.
It's done on a 10-foot.
10 foot, okay, yeah, so that,
Holy
yeah.
smokes, wow.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but does not include the wall.
Yeah, well, yeah, just like the other one. Well, the other one includes the wall, but,
Right. Well, one of them did, yeah.
yeah.
The price of it, yeah.
So. Well, that's all I have on that.
Okay,
Brownfields is a wooden structure on top, right?
Yeah. No, with steel siding.
metal or wood?
Wood.
Wood, okay. That's probably not cheaper than putting up metal, I would guess. If you're doing wood, is it? Would be more, no?
I'm guessing.
Okay. Open items?
So I just updated the list. At that point, the 83 West Main Street, we had a court appearance.
Yep.
I said we were waiting for the decision, but we had received the decision while I was on vacation. I have that actually under other, but,
Yep,
and then the 277 Mountain Road, the court again decided, decision. The court affirmed the CEO's notice. So our next step is the attorney is getting everything prepared for filing a land use complaint in the court.
and when is that gonna happen?
Well, I believe they're in the process of serving the homeowner because they called the
So they've already done number 2, they're on number 3?
legal, yeah.
So they've already filed the land use complaint?
Well, so they have to notify the homeowner first, so no, it hasn't been filed yet. The homeowner gets notified that we're filing it.
So can they do that sooner than later? I mean, it's been several weeks since, I know it's the lawyers. It's
Right.
on his desk, but I mean, can we,
And so
push 'em?
I'll
Yeah.
ask for an update,
Yeah.
but we had to serve them in
Yeah, no,
Arizona or wherever it is, so that was, and then the road and utility ordinance, I just said that I'm drafting that ordinance and we'll have it for review. The EMA plan, we just reviewed draft 3.
Yep.
So.
okay, good. Any other?
So with other is the 83 West Main Street, we did receive the order of demolition. In this, it does state an option for the homeowner. On number 5, that the homeowner may remove the structures themselves. However, it has to be, it can't interfere with our ability to demolish. So I was going to ask the board.
How wishy-washy is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the conversation the day of the hearing was that the homeowner and the town could work together to allow the homeowner to demolish the buildings. So I was going to ask the board if you would like me to contact the property owner and request a meeting if they do intend to demolish it or want that.
Why don't we just give them a deadline? I mean, they should have we wouldn't have had to go to court if they did that
Right.
initially. So no more meetings, no more, I
Right.
mean, come on.
So,
That's why I'm this judge. I mean,
What would
he doesn't-
you-
he's,
Yeah,
we
what's the-
drug everybody through this, wasted his time, and he's going to still give them a chance to do what they should have done when we asked them firsthand? That doesn't make sense to me. So I would suggest sending them something and saying,
You have
according to this,
till-
you can do it. After this date, we're going in.
All right.
We'll be prepared, or just saying we'll be prepared to do the demolition.
And if they do it, what's saying that it will be
Right,
done
it'll-
to our specs and cleaned up?
Yeah.
What, is there something in here that says that it's going to,
Well, I mean,
Right, not just knock it down, leave it in
Maybe-
a pile or something.
right, that's what
Yeah.
I mean.
So, I mean, I can draft a letter for the next meeting. What would you like to set a deadline?
What do you think? I mean,
So we have to reach out and we have to get 3 quotes.
yeah.
for
so you- yeah,
demolition.
So,
I
okay,
get the, by the time the roads are off, the bands are off.
well, there's no bands on that road, right?
Yeah,
No,
but
there isn't.
No,
you
no.
gotta take it somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you're not
if
gonna take it, you're
yeah,
gonna take it on a, it's gotta be on a big road, you're
Yeah.
not going down, unless you're dumping it in the woods.
most places that you can take the
Yeah.
building, you should be able to take it
Yeah.
to, the road
On a
shouldn't be
state
posted.
road.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how long, what do you need to get demolition bids, and then for us to approve one, based on meeting times and stuff
I'm
like
gonna
that?
say probably a month. I mean, we'll
At
have to
least-
get something out in a paper to say that we're looking, you know.
Okay. So it'll take a month to get that information. Okay. So do we need to, so then you want to just reach out to them and let us know, we'll let them know our timeline? That, what,
Well,
within give them 60 days?
Yeah, so I think we send them a
Yeah.
letter, giving them a deadline,
Yep.
and then,
Yep.
like Kirk was saying, this is what we would expect
Right.
from.
Yes.
How
Yes.
it should be cleaned up, yeah.
Yep, yep. And we'll give them, if it's 60 days by, depending on when we get that, send that letter out, get it out as soon as we can. But yeah, we'll give them time and then that's it. Yeah, 'cause if you don't explain it, they might not take part of the building down or something, and they might just do
Or
what
leave
they.
a hole.
I mean,
or-
it doesn't,
I mean, it should say in here, that it's to the approval of the town. If they're gonna do the demolition. it
well,
should,
and I'll have to look in the state statute. There might be something in there. I don't think there is. To be truthful, I
Is-
think it's pretty gray area.
Is there a lift or a pit in that garage?
Yes, there is. There's
Yeah,
a,
it's in ground, right?
So what about the contamination of the dirt? Because when we took the park, that was the biggest worry, was where it had been a formal service
Oh, yeah.
station. It could be contaminated, and then we would be responsible. Because this is also, do we have to always take property, for back taxes? Because if it's a contaminated site, we used to have to take it. And if it was contaminated, then we'd be responsible for cleaning it up. But I don't know where this lies or something like that.
Well,
I will-
we inspected it, right? So do we know,
that question.
do we know if there's underground heating oil tank and all that, like you said, you don't wanna.
We did not, we inspected just for a dangerous building. We did
Okay.
not inspect,
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean,
Well, I just, not to mention to take it out, I just meant,
I
Yeah,
think
we don't wanna-
there's, yeah, I mean, I think there's probably our due diligence and whoever we hire is going to have to,
Do something.
you're gonna need to walk them around it
Yeah.
and say, look, take everything above ground, and if there's pipes going underground, cap them,
right,
don't do anything underground. Okay.
thoughts?
In your documents of, specify how you want it cleaned up, what you want to use for fill material should be in there. Whether you're going to remove the
Foundation part.
the septic tank, that type of stuff. Depends on how far you want to go, with that.
Yeah, I don't know,
I don't think we wanna do anything
and
underground.
again,
Just.
I think everything above ground.
Above ground.
Yeah, and if there's a hole, if there's some kind of hole in the ground, you wanna fill it, like
Well,
you
that's why I'm
said.
asking about the
Yeah.
pit.
Yeah, if there's a pit, you wanna fill it. And you wanna fill it with clean,
Yeah.
based on regulatory, clean sand or something,
I would just want that you would, in your cleanup of the pit area or around the garage area, that any contaminated soil be removed and disposed of properly.
well, I don't think the order gives us that much authority. I think it's just to
Yeah,
get the
I would just
buildings.
do anything above ground. And
So-
fill in any holes for safety reasons.
But
Right.
what about,
So we can demolish the garage and the mobile home.
Yeah.
and take it off-site?
Yeah.
Or can they bury it there?
No.
No, 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 no.
I
we
mean, because
wouldn't.
that's what we
That's the
ran
old
into,
days.
you know, on the other property. Where he knocked it down and he just wanted to burn it where it
No.
was.
Yeah, the one at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Um,
Okay, so,
All right, I will draft a letter. I will run it by Bob. Look at the state statute. Okay.
okay.
And that was all I had for other.
All right. New business, Denmark Arts Center Dam Jam Revival.
So Susan Bean did ask to be on this agenda. She might have forgotten.
Okay, just leave it on, old
So,
business.
Yeah.
Fire department updates, reports, discussion.
So I'm going to ask the board to table this
Okay.
at this time, just because Bob and I are meeting with a consultant tomorrow. And so then we'll have a better update, and
Yep.
he's in the process of actually doing the reports from the bylaws and the ordinance.
Okay. Next, public works discussion.
So this, and I don't know if we want to get into this tonight or table it for another night. But this was the questions that came from the February 24th meeting, budget and select board meeting, that I had sent to Bob. I think I had also forwarded it after the fact to the board.
So, yeah, you didn't send us this electronically, did you?
Not
No.
this.
Yeah,
This I
yeah.
just was
So is that
reviewed
what,
today.
is that what the discussion is for?
Yeah.
So can we get next meeting, give us time to look through this, Bob? Is that fine? And if we have any questions, I mean, the questions,
A lot of the questions you had on this, have asked the past couple of years.
gotcha, yep. Okay, yeah, we'll review it for our next meeting.
Okay.
This way we'll go through it, and if we have questions, we can be prepared in essence this way. Okay, let me keep that. Public Works Garage overhead door maintenance quote.
So I had brought this up at the last meeting. The board just asked that we get a quote. So since you're here, the overhead doors at the garage are manual operating. They do not have door openers. So they, Public Works is asking for door openers, and then the weather stripping has to be replaced. So that total to do that would be $3,152, and you can add to reasoning for,
Right now, especially with the weather stripping gone,
Bob, what's up to the mic? Yeah.
you can sit if you'd like.
with the weather stripping gone and the doors being out of adjustment, we're getting a lot of frost and stuff build up on the inside, snow blowing in.
Heat loss.
Heat loss is tremendous in that building. So with upgrading the weather stripping and getting that fixed, getting the doors adjusted, and by adding the remote control electronic door openers, we can open the doors from the truck, either leaving the building or coming back in the building, so that the amount of time that the doors are staying open, getting out, running into the building, opening the doors manually, then getting back in the truck and vice versa. your door stays open a tremendous amount of time. And not only that, especially if it is with getting in and out of the truck, it lessens the amount of times that you're climbing in and out of a piece of equipment, which would help prevent trips and falls, and especially during winter months when the driveway may be slippery.
Or you're tired.
You're tired.
Would it give them a better seal? Like
Yes.
when they're closed with an opener, you're gonna make sure that
Yeah,
it's a
you
full
can-
closure?
You can adjust the amount of pressure that's
Right.
on the door. And then with the door openers, it gives you a safety factor. If somebody's standing in the doorway or a piece of equipment's in
won't
the
come down
doorway,
on 'em.
it's not gonna come down.
Yeah, they'll stop them, just like your garage door. That was like $3,000.
3,150.
And where would that come from?
That's what I am just looking.
I know we mentioned it maybe. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it needs to be done to, for all those reasons.
Oh, well, we either have overlay, we have, just looking at what our unanticipated,
For Public Works.
sorry, I'm better off to look at my own line item versus that trio report. So we still have about 9,000 in the unanticipated. We also have the,
That's expected what's going to be in at the end of this year?
that's what we have currently. So we started with 15, we've expended like 6,000.
So in other words, it keeps rolling over? every
No,
year?
so the unanticipated, the 15,000 that is voted on for
Oh.
incidences like this.
Oh, you mean for
Things that
board,
come
for
up.
boards
Yes,
unanticipated?
yes.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, I thought it was Public Works.
No, there is no Public
Yeah.
Works.
So how much is left?
It's about 8,500 to 9,000.
Okay.
And then we also have, I mean, we do have the building fund, but if we're
Why don't
going
we
to be
just take it
trying
off?
to use
Let's
that.
take it off to 11, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So you need a motion to agree to that work, the overhead door maintenance for the
Yes.
Public Works garage, and the money will be taken out of the Selectmen's unanticipated account, which is whatever, around 8,000 or something you said. So this is a little
Yes.
over 3,000, so 5,000 or so will remain. I hear a motion.
Go for it.
I'll make the motion. I hear a second.
Second.
Comments, questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, thanks, Bob.
If you want to stay up there. Just one other thing, and I don't know if this is something that, I think this is more of an informational, but again, I think I've mentioned with the building and when we had that really windy storm, doors, so doors have been replaced or are they getting replaced?
I'm getting some pricing to replace the two man doors.
Yeah. And we've had issues with the heat in the actual office area of the garage. It's electric heat now. We've had it looked at and replaced both last year and
Twice
this year.
Last year.
And so we just wanted to see what it would cost to put a heat pump in there, and it is $3,927.
Is this the building that's going to get, so this is going to stay there, and if we do put this salt shed on, there's not going to be an office replacing this? That's what I'm asking.
Right, no,
We're not
no.
spending 3,000 now,
Right.
for next year, it's gonna be tore down or something like that.
Right, no. Because I think even with the discussion of a future Public Works, this,
It's good to have to stay a while.
yeah. Yeah, so just some food for thought, and if I can find in the budget where we might be able to take this, I think that we might be asking,
Yeah, or even unanticipated. I mean,
Yeah.
3,000 is not a lot to take from
the,
500,000 or 600,000 that's there.
Yeah.
For specific, for next year.
right.
You know, because I mean, this year's kind of, I assume the heat's kind of gone. So yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean,
So
right.
just
Okay.
forewarning
Yeah,
more, so.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And I think the electricity on that building is quite high, if I recall,
So this will
The
help.
heat pump will
With-
pay for
Yeah,
itself.
yeah.
with
yeah, no, that
electric
makes
heat.
sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have electric heat in the office area and the bathroom.
Electric baseboard,
All, yeah, it's all baseboard.
Yeah.
that soaks that.
So that
right
just
up.
runs, yeah,
Yeah.
constant. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. We should be able to find something when we do the budget thing to arrange for next year.
Okay. All right,
Okay,
sounds good.
thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Ordinance Review Committee, update.
So just a quick update. We do have a meeting scheduled for next week. So just, we have gone through all of Tom's proposed changes, and we've discussed them. We've made some changes, made some notes to them, some food for thought notes. We have rejected some. The ones rejected were more of the ones that did not pass at town meeting. So we're going to review those more as we get into each chapter. So we've kind of labeled them, you know, they would go in this chapter, so we will review those more.
You know, some of those ones that were rejected at town meeting are state regulations, like the docks and stuff. You know.
Well,
I mean, it's great to say we don't want it, but if it's a state regulation, we're gonna have to
it's
follow
in
it
the,
anyway.
it's in the state shoreland.
Yeah,
So we also have, you know, provisions in our ordinance that says the most restrictive,
yeah.
so.
But that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean-
So not having it in ours, you don't get away from it.
But we've also might have like taken that and reworded it also.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. It's
So-
for the ones that are required, it doesn't, you're not getting
Yeah.
away from it by not including it in
Right.
ours. It just
Right.
makes it harder for the CEO, and the CEO has to make sure they know the state regs as well as, you know,
Right.
if you put it in your own, it makes it easier, but.
And the state shoreland's going to be changing also. We have been forewarned that they're,
The state, yeah.
yeah.
What
We
are
don't
they?
know exactly when, but they're implementing small changes, like Lindsay was at a shoreline zoning training today,
Mm-hmm.
and they're changing their take on riprap now and how it can be used and how you can stabilize waterfront. So they're starting to implement these smaller changes, which is leading to them looking at the entire shoreland, state shoreland
Could go
zoning
wrong.
in the next few years.
I mean, whatever.
But that's
Yeah,
sidebar.
well,
So, and we have reviewed the new laws. We've made notes again on where it would fit in the ordinance. The legal has reviewed the new laws and has, you know, given us a summary of them also. The chapters that we have reviewed so far, Chapter 1, the general legal has reviewed that. They're making some updates from our last meeting and discussion, so that will be on next week's agenda. A nonconformance chapter that we created or drafted, that also legal has reviewed, making some updated changes that were discussed at the last meeting. We're going to revisit that chapter, though. We're not ready to call it final draft yet. And then we have taken the administration chapter and have broken it down into smaller chapters. So an admin chapter, a chapter for application review and procedure, and then one that's being developed for general review standards. So the admin and the application review procedure the board will have first draft at next week's meeting for review. So that's just kind of a quick overview. Once we have the Chapter 1 general finalized with legal review, and then the admin and application review that we'll be reviewing this week or next week, once those are finalized, then I will bring them to the drafts to the select board.
So has there been like a table of contents developed for how the new one is
Yes,
hoped to look at?
actually, yes.
Can we get that
That's where
too?
we started.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Very good. New business, other?
I have no other.
I have one. So, I guess yesterday we received the latest data from Poland Spring.
Oh,
And,
yes.
and monitoring well 3 is below the alert level, which is not good. I don't want to say exceeded the alert level, however you want to. But yeah, they've triggered the alert level on monitoring well 3. So I just want to make sure that that's becomes public information. That information is on the website, I hope. I know I sent you
Yeah,
something.
so it is updated.
Okay.
The website is
So if people
updated.
are curious about it, they can go on the town website under documents and look at that information. We talked about this at the last meeting, so basically, I guess what I looked at, when I looked in the minutes, Betty, you said you were going to provide Poland Spring a letter regarding the alert level process if triggered.
It did not get out before I went
Well,
on vacation.
Yeah, and
but
that's
yes.
fine. I guess just we might want to do that, so
Yeah.
if, I think the process was, if we agreed on, was a total of 2 times.
Right,
And then if the average is still, I want to say below, let's say below the level, because above the level is good, then they have to come to us with some kind of remedial plan. Again, just what do they plan to do? Just, you know.
Yep.
right, which is what Rick and
Yeah.
I responded through email, so they do
Okay.
know that.
Yep.
Yeah, so Rick responded yesterday, and then I responded when I had a break from my training, and just reiterated that was
Yeah.
my understanding too, 2
Okay.
weeks.
Yep. So we should get that out to them.
Yeah.
So this way it's, again, just so it's clear what happens, and that we would expect, the remedial plan probably, before the next sampling event. That's within a week, I guess. But still, you don't want to give them more time, because if you get a third one and they're still you know what I'm saying? I would say, because I don't know what they would do per se, other than, keep monitoring and maybe lower their frequency pumping. I don't know what they're going to expect to do if it stays,
Right,
if it stays below,
If I recall the conversation though, because I asked, do they still get to continue pumping?
Yeah, oh,
while-
oh, they do.
So,
It's the action
right.
level where
Right.
you decide, okay, you cease or you
Yeah.
reduce it drastically when you hit the action level. The alert level's kind of a heads up.
Right.
And like Rick said, it's high enough to where, it's kind of a good alert to say,
Right.
hey, you better start looking at this. And that's what we would expect from them with the second result below, so.
Yeah, and I was gonna just, it wasn't like tremendously,
But it's on,
Below,
but it's
but
been on the
it's- right.
downturn
Yeah.
the last, couple months.
Yeah.
And that's when he notified us. of
and
that,
who
so.
knows with the rain that we got,
Yeah, sure. Next
and
week
all
it
of
could
the
be
snow
okay.
melting
Yep.
this
Yep.
week, so.
Yeah, so we'll see. But just as an FYI, it's out there. We're dealing with it, and we'll wait for the next result, which would be at the end of this week, which we would get Monday or so, I guess. So we don't have a meeting next week. We have a budget thing, but
We have a budget thing, so actually, I guess under other would be just direction from this board of what was discussed tonight of the budget. And are you comfortable with what changes have been made to the line items and agree with what's been changed
since I asked for most of them,
Today.
yeah.
Yeah.
I am. You got to ask these guys.
I am too. I'm okay with the line.
Yeah, I think the budget committee seemed okay with them too, because it's basically just keeping current budgets where they're at for next year on some of those,
Right.
purchasing type things.
And then proposed wages.
Yeah, like I said, there's good discussion back and forth. I think, with cutting, agreeing to get some of those other items down, there's been some good cost savings. It's not a lot of big difference. I think, tentatively, personally, 3.5 probably would be okay.
Same.
But I guess we'll probably have a little more discussion with the budget committee on that, but just as an FYI, so. I mean, that just gives you, I guess, based on what they said, I guess put that for your updated numbers. Is that what
Okay.
you're asking for?
That's- yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd go with it, and if we have to go back, then, it's based on further discussion, but I think right now, I think we were able to, like those reserve accounts and all these line items, bring this stuff back down to, good numbers.
Right.
I think is a big help, and I think we can put it a little bit, it's not a lot of money, it's a couple $1,000 towards the employees.
That's doable.
I think,
And I mean, at the next budget meeting, I should, like I said, have more updated of, anticipated surplus and
Yeah.
such, so.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what, might be a little bit better and stuff. We might find some additional, so. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I think that was all I had for new. Manager report?
I have nothing as of now. I have 100 emails to go through. I might
Okay.
have something.
Clerk, treasurer, and tax collectors report?
Certified.
Certified. Certified treasurer.
So I have the February Northeast Bank Statement Reconciliation and the February Nestle Water Monitoring Fund Reconciliation and the in-house invoice for signatures. Thank you. And the February Building Permit Report.
And Andy, you have your policy book.
Oh, yes.
You're gonna take
I
home.
noticed that. So it's
I,
policies. You have ordinances. in
I'll help
there.
you carry it out.
Yeah.
I don't
I-
know our ordinances. I know just policies.
Well, for the master one that they keep in the office.
Yeah, and that's-
They add. So I have that copy too. Mine is not tabbed yet. So if you do have questions, you
Yeah.
can shoot them my way
Yeah,
or
we'll
we
go-
can meet.
I'll start going through some of these.
And I believe they've all been organized on the U Drive as well. On the
Yeah.
computer.
That's great. That's good, yeah. I'll start going
So,
through some of these and see what
And just
they
a
are and-
quick shout out and thank you to Ella for
Yes, thank you for putting it together.
doing those
Yes.
copies. I actually
big
had her
book.
scan each one of them to get them on the U Drive, so if we make any changes,
sorry.
we'll at least have a PDF that I can start with.
Maybe like code
Yeah.
of ethics. We might want to have legal look at that
Yeah,
from 2014.
oh, I'm sure
Things
we're,
probably have changed from a legal point of view, but we'll go through it. Yeah, definitely. No, that's
And those
good.
are just the warrants, payroll and
Perfect. Yep,
accounts
I
payable
appreciate it.
warrants.
Thanks, Al. We even have the general assist, oh, that's the state one. Okay. All right, great. Yep. I'll start going through them, and then as I pick a couple,
God forbid I miss
I'll-
one.
give you my notes on them, and then we
Yeah.
can see if we need to update or do what we have to do.
That's all I have.
No public comment?
could I suggest maybe a meeting next week just for my contract after the budget meeting?
I would be okay with that.
So it's
Sure.
not 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
You're
I
okay?
agree.
You're okay with that? Because
You
we're
can't
not.
kick it down the road any further.
I know.
Okay with that.
Well,
Yeah, me too.
you guys have the evaluation.
Yeah,
I sent it
just
to you a
thought of
month
that.
ago, so make sure
Yeah.
you look at
Yeah.
it.
I just thought of that.
So we can, we won't waste time to get together. Send me any comments, email
Yeah.
about it, if you want to change anything or you agree. Betty, if you want to, in the meantime, before that, last year I know we asked you to put together some goals, like training and
Yeah.
stuff. If you want to have that just ready for us, we could go over that. So this way we can, if you want, we can, you know, kind of be prepared for that so we don't have to, so we can
Yep.
get that completed and then we can just talk about those couple items on the contract. I think we were just down to,
Yeah,
like 2
I
items.
did review it today, and I think we were just down, I made some comments, but,
if you have anything regarding the wording on the temporary CEO timing or something, if you want to send us,
Yeah.
that's fine, that can help.
yeah, I
speed it
can,
along.
I'll send you what I've come up
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
thus
that'd be
far.
great. Okay, that's fine, that'd be great.
I'm glad you suggested that.
I was ready.
Yeah.
I'm fading, but I was ready. Okay, anything else, Mickey? Okay, public comment. Drew? Nothing? Okay, we're gonna, the executive session, we'll have that at the end of the budget committee meeting. That'll be our sole
Yeah.
meeting for the board next week. Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a
Adjourn?
motion- Make a motion to adjourn?
We'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.